It's often said that in professional golf there are horses for courses. Those who fade the ball find success playing certain courses, while those who draw the ball like their chances at other courses entirely. One noticeable exception is Riviera Country Club, annual host of the Genesis Invitational and perennially ranked in the top 25 in the nation by Golf Digest. Riviera has the universal admiration of tour pros because it's tough but fair and never plays favorites. Ben Hogan, Byron Nelson, and Sam Snead all won there repeatedly, as did Arnold Palmer and Billy Casper, Corey Pavin and Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, and Adam Scott. The secret to its appeal is its options. Every hole at Riviera offers opportunities to exercise strategies and tactics, to assault or resist, to gamble or play smart. Riviera incorporates the philosophy of its architect, George C. Thomas Jr., who in 1927 transformed a dusty, dreary, treeless, flat-bottomed canyon in the Pacific Palisades south of Los Angeles into a classic design that remains relevant to today's technology. Because of that, Riviera is also popular among today's golf architects, who go out of their way to visit, study, and emulate its imaginative design. This is Every Hole at Riviera Country Club. The opening hole at Riviera is a short par 5, reachable in two even by average golfers if they can keep tee shots within the narrow fairway. That's no cinch since the first tee is 80 feet above the landing area, and the drop in elevation can carry an errant ball further offline. With no fairway bunkers in play off the tee, the only hazard is dense, gnarly kikuyu grass rough. The green is shaped like a bell, with a single bunker front and center serving as its clapper. The first is meant to be a potential birdie, a bit of positive energy at the start of a round. Immediately following the easiest hole in the course, the par 4 second is the absolute hardest, the number 1 handicap hole. Playing in the opposite direction as the first, back towards the clubhouse, it's only 40 yards shorter and used to be a par 5 for members. Eucalyptus trees are in play off the tee. The green sits atop a knob with a deceptive front left bunker that seems right in front of the green but is actually 40 yards short. This toying with depth perception is a theme repeated throughout Riviera. No one should be frustrated by a bogey on number 2. As many have pointed out, the opening 2 holes play like par 4.5. The third plays away from the clubhouse once more, into the prevailing wind off the Pacific Ocean 2 miles to the southwest. The gooseneck fairway loops around a carry bunker, then turns gradually right to a diagonal green fronted by a long bunker with a high face and lip. The left greenside bunker is again 40 yards short of the green, with some clever knobs and mounds beyond it that pose awkward recovery shots. By the way, like the rough, Riviera's fairways are kikuyu grass as well. When mowed tight, kikuyu offers perfect hairbrush lies. The long, slightly uphill par 3/4, flowing out of a canyon wall on the right, offers a mirror image of the third green. There's a trap well short on the right, and across the front of the green is an enormous bunker, bigger than the green itself. This hole favors a draw, although the cautious play is to aim for the approach fairway to the right of the green, as it will kick balls left, down toward, if not onto, the putting surface. 5 is the third consecutive hole playing directly into the coastal wind. Its fairway has a stair step, an abrupt drop of 60 feet, and is edged by a canyon wall on the right and trees down the left. The truly distinctive feature on 5 is a huge grassy knoll on the right some 70 yards short of the green. It looks like the remains of a landslide, but it was man-made. It's harmless, really, although it does obscure some view of the green from the right side of the fairway. The green itself cants from front right to back left, so approach shots should favor the right side in order to feed down the slope. 6 is one of Riviera's truly unique golf holes, a short par 3 with a pot bunker in the middle of the green. Some call it the donut, but the green is not quite symmetrical. The bunker is closer to the back color than the front one. The genius of the hole is that it eliminates the obvious target, the center of the green, so every golfer frets about where to aim and where to end up. When in doubt, play long. The tightly mown hillside behind allows golfers to overshoot and leave an easy recovery shot. Over 80 years ago, a flash flood wiped out much of the 7th hole. Its replacement was merely adequate. A 2002 restoration by Tom Fazio and his associate Tom Marzoff re-established the salient features of the original 7th, including an artificial riverbed to the right, a long nasty bunker down the left, a diagonal hump in the fairway, a gooseneck approach around a bunker well short of the green, and a perched putting surface with a false front. The 8th was another Thomas par 4 wiped away by the 1939 flood. It was finally reclaimed in 2002 by reinstating its double fairway. Until 2012, that played as alternate fairways separated by a row of mature trees growing out of the barranca between. But then the trees were toppled and a sinewy bunker was installed down the dry wash. 8 now offers at least 3 distinct avenues of attack. Down the right side, leaving a second over the dry wash into the throat of the green. Down the left side, flirting with the left fairway bunker, or straight at the green with a draw, carrying as much of the riverbed as one dares to leave a mirror wedge shot in. 9 is the 3rd straight hole that plays downwind, although this par 4 is a steady uphill climb all the way. The fairway bunkering here is perpendicular to the line of play and counterbalanced, forcing shots to either be straight and long or twist and turn. The greenside bunkering is offset too, a pair stacked below the leading edge of the narrow diagonal green and a curvaceous one set perpendicular to the back left edge. Club veterans say the 9th is the least altered hole at Riviera. 10 is Riviera's most revered hole. Intended by Thomas to be a drive and pitch test of precision, it's been transformed by today's technology into a toyful but treacherous drivable par 4. From an elevated tee, the fairway and cross bunker look enormously wide because they are. It's the green that's small, a thumb surrounded by sand, just 3,500 square feet and only 10 yards wide. For added challenge, it slopes right to left, away from the golfer. The 11th, just the second par 5 on the course, is considered the last genuine chance for an easy birdie. Longer than the first hole, it's equally as straight but much tighter off the tee and into the green due to dense trees and overhanging limbs both left and right. A grassy barranca slashes diagonally across the fairway about 200 yards short of the green. The small green has a big hump on the right within the putting surface, as well as a trap along its right edge. The strategy is to play to the left side and settle for a longer uphill putt. Shaped like a boomerang down a tunnel of eucalyptus, the par 4 12th definitely favors a faded tee shot. The second shot must clear a diagonal barranca, the same one encountered at 11, and avoid both a man-sized bunker at the front right of the green and a stately sycamore tree at front left. Long ago, that tree was called Bogey, not for the score it often led to, but for actor Humphrey Bogart, who liked to sit in the shade of its branches with spirits in hand and watch the parade of golfers pass by. In another brilliant display of balanced design, Thomas has the par 4 13th curving in the opposite direction of the 12th, thus favoring a draw off the tee. In typical Thomas style, there's a bunker in the right rough some 50 yards short of the putting surface, and opposite it, a tall tree that squeezes the approach shot for some. Until the 1939 flood, a barranca hugged the left side of the entire hole, but it was filled in and planted with now mature trees. In the 2002 restoration, Marzoff and Fazio created the man-made barranca that now embraces the whole left side of the green. Although it's fronted by flanking bunkers and plays directly into the wind, the par 3 14th is considered the easiest hole at Riviera because it has the widest and deepest green on the course. While many find it an easy green to hit, with its left to right contouring, it's not an easy two-putt. When the 18th handicap hole is this challenging, you know you're playing a great golf course. 15, a sharp dogleg right, is considered by golf architect Tom Doak to be the strongest par 4 at Riviera. He points to the bunker on the inside corner, deep as a golfer is tall, posing a near impossible 200-yard shot to the green, one that must clear a greenside bunker to reach the putting surface. He also likes the diagonal green, which is positioned like a half-opened book, the crease splitting the green into two steeply sloped sections, the front left half a bit higher than the back right half. 15 is considered the toughest green to read at Riviera. 16, the other par 3 on the backside, has the smallest green on the course, smaller even than the 10th, and it's completely surrounded by deep, artfully sculptured bunkers. The top edges of the front ones tower above the front collar and hide part of the green from view, making the tee shot a leap of faith. After 5 consecutive holes into the wind, the final turn homeward plays downwind but uphill. The par 5 17th at just under 600 yards, the longest hole in the course, has the most fairway bunkers by far, a total of 7 if you include a pair of decorative ones just in front of the tees. The strategy at 17 is simple. Play towards a string of bunkers up the left side in order to be on the high side of the hogback fairway for a clear view of the green. Play away from the bunkers and you'll end up with a semi-blind third. The putting surface has a shelf midway back and an upper deck beyond. It is crucial to end up on the same level as the pin. The par 4 18th is so unorthodox as a closing hole that it's been singled out as one of the best finishing holes in the world. The tee shot is blind up and over a 30-foot high ridge to a banked turned fairway that bends to the right and slants from hillside left to gully right. The second shot is normally from a side hill downhill stance, a classic slice lie, which definitely brings into play the trio of traps some 80 yards short of the green. The green itself is an oval depressed into a hillside, upon which thousands of spectators gather each day during the Genesis Invitational. Many have praised Thomas for finding this natural amphitheater, but in truth he created it. Where the green now sits was a ravine 25 feet deep. He carved out the hillside to fill in the ravine. Somehow he knew it would attract a crowd. Riviera, Hogan's Alley, one of America's great classics.